of you fucking marks out there to always keep it coming.
Yo.
No fucking way.
Hey.
No fucking way.
I love how just Sheila just yelling, "Shut
I'm
up!"
so jealous.
First thing I hear
I'm
when
over
this
that.
thing comes back.
What is happening over there?
I don't know.
Oh man! Oh,
He
we got
muted it.
muted it. Oh boy! Oh boy!
Hey, this is the Freebirds Rules podcast. We are back for the 849th billionth time from a long road, but you cannot cancel us.
Can't cancel us.
We are our own boss. We are our own culture.
It don't matter what we do.
Nope.
It don't matter what we do. We could do anything, man.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
can do anything, man.
I can say something crazy.
I could say something wild right now.
You ready?
I can do something wild right now. Yeah.
Hey, do it. Do a wild thing. Do a wild thing.
You ready?
You know what? You know what?
You ready?
Don't, Con. Don't do it just because he told you to. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
You don't
right.
have
Yeah.
to, you know?
Don't listen to authority. Don't listen to authority.
Yeah.
Let's just yeah. I feel it.
Hey. Hey. I'm just happy to be here. Hey. Okay. Just happy to be here.
Yeet. No yeet.
What's up,
How y'all
guys?
been? How y'all been?
I just been.
You just been.
Yeah, I just been, bro. I just been.
I hear that. Hambone, how about you?
Oh, you know, I'm just surviving, bro. Got a nice butterscotch toasted marshmallow candle lit right now. You know, really set the mood. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think this return, I think this episode is gonna fuck. I just think it's gonna fuck.
All right, well, hold on a second. Do me a favor, yo. Y'all two give like 3 minutes, not even 3, 2.5 minutes of some witty banter, because you put me on to something, friend. I'll be right back.
Oh boy.
This is how the show goes.
Nothing crazy.
This is why we can't be canceled, because we can just do what we're doing right now. You know?
What do you think is happening right now?
I don't know. Element of surprise, you know? Did you offend him?
I just said we were all gonna. I didn't say we were gonna, but I said this episode was gonna fuck. I mean, I thought that was, you know, a good thing, but
Maybe you turned him on some way.
maybe. I mean, he said 2.5, 3 minutes. I mean, I get that, you know.
That seems like a long time.
If I was really trying, if I had a really good video, I could get it done in that time, you know.
A good video.
You know, just the lighting's right, and, you know,
The lighting,
I don't have
yeah.
to see the guy's face or anything, you know. I get it done.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's sort of a neck down situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I see.
Exactly.
Maybe a POV so you don't have to see anything.
That's he's back. That was real quick. Was that 3 minutes?
No.
3-minute warning?
That's what she wishes that was 3 minutes, but it was not 3 minutes.
There you go.
Nice.
I'm an incense guy, so you know you talked about
Incense.
Okay. Right. Yeah, you gotcha. All right.
Do it way left of what we thought was about to happen.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
No.
I'm here to buy,
so
bro.
the other day, my wife did light an incense that was supposed to attract money, and that same day, I got the house sold. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
My mom's house. So.
Your mom's house got sold.
Alexa, stop.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Let's do some applause.
Yeah. Clap it up.
Some applause on
Clap
that.
it up.
Very nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom's in the process of getting her parents' house sold as well, and it's a fucking process, and it's a vacation spot. So like the realtors have all been telling her like wait till like March, April, because like no one's looking for like a beach house until kind of that time anyway. So like
makes
she was
sense.
gonna throw it on the market like in December, and they were like, yeah, that's not gonna do anything for you. Like
makes
it's like you might as well just cut your losses and wait till March or April or May.
Yeah.
And so that's what she's about to do.
Yeah, it's fun. Adulthood is fun.
So let's just get into it, y'all. We're about to do some wrestling, but we're going to talk about last year's wrestling. We're going to talk about what we think was the best of last year's wrestling. You know, we're going to give out some little titles, some awards per se, you know, superlatives. I didn't really know what to call these, but I was just like, we're just kind of strapping these little titles onto people and saying, good job, that guy, you know, or
Yeah.
girl, or
I
girl.
like it.
There's some people, there's some girls, there's some guys, there's some
That's true.
peoples, you know.
We're an open-minded podcast here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we have about 12 categories, it looked like.
Yeah.
About 12. I think we did this last year, did we not?
We did,
Yeah.
but this year I did add more categories.
Yeah.
So we're
Because
doing more
last year
categories than we did
kept
last year.
saying afterwards that we should have done this, so I did add more this year.
Bet. All right, cool. So I think we're gonna start with. Excuse me. We're gonna start with Rookie of the Year, and I'm gonna have Hambone start.
All right, so Oba Femi is my Rookie of the Year. I got a couple honorable. Well, I only have one honorable mention for this. I decided I was going to do honorable mentions too because I feel like this year a lot of people have kind of, come into themselves. So my honorable mention is Harley Cameron.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah,
For 2024.
I gave it to Oba because the guy just kind of came out of nowhere. Became North American champion, won the NXT title. It looks like he's going to get fast tracked to the main roster pretty quickly, and the guy got pretty good pretty quick. So that's why I'm giving him my Rookie of the Year.
I like that one.
I'm not mad at that.
So I think we all have different definitions of Rookie of the Year because all of our people are kind of in different stages of their thing. So I like it. I think we did well. I think all of our choices are valid, but I think it's like we just have different people in different like stages of their career. I think it looks really cool. Yeah. Con, this is your Rookie of the Year.
I think I got my rookie of the. I think I got my Rookie of the Year and my Breakout Star of the Year mixed up.
Yeah.
Let
me see. Hold on. Let me close this real quick. This is your Breakout.
Yeah, I think I got those mixed up.
Okay. So this is your Rookie of the Year, you're saying?
Yeah, Jacob Fatu is he's definitely my Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Just rookie in the sense of this is his first year in WWE. But I don't have a single critique on the guy. And I've been excited ever since he first showed up. I got on to him pretty late, so I locked in like right before he debuted, just so I could be just like remotely familiar with him. And the matches I watched him do in, I think it's Booker T's brand or promotion. I forgot what it's called.
Are you talking about Reality of Wrestling, or are you talking about MLW?
Reality of Wrestling, I think it was.
Yeah, that's Booker's.
I might have seen a little bit of MLW stuff just to get myself familiar with him and excuse me, him and Zilla. But yeah, man, I'm always excited when Jacob come out. It's a no-brainer to me in terms of Rookie of the Year for me.
I think we've gotten to a point where the whole crowd is excited anytime Jacob comes out.
They go crazy for him.
The turn on him in the past couple weeks.
Yeah, they go crazy for him.
What?
Yeah, I enjoyed watching Jacob, especially recently, like the past 3 months, like ever since Solo kind of was gone for a little bit. I've definitely been seeing Jacob. Because like I mean, most of the time when the new bloodline thing was going on, Jacob was doing a lot of great stuff in the ring, but the
Yeah.
gimmick was that he's like big solo follower and like I love you solo and the whole that gimmick, and so like that was kind of like a lot, but like the in ring stuff, I mean that shit was crazy, and him just smashing everybody he walks in front of. I mean that's really cool. I do want to go back to Obafemi really quickly. I don't watch a whole lot of NXT actually, so I actually watched Vengeance Day last night just because I was eating and it just happened to be on. But I have heard a lot of great things about Obafemi. And he does look like he's gonna be a very he seems already like he's a 3-dimensional character, which is really good because a lot of times you get like 2D people and then they come to the main roster and they become 3D later on. And I think he's already done that. So once he does become a main roster guy, it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, I personally, I still feel that Boba still needs a little bit of development in the personality area.
Okay.
But I think he's got the look down already. He's got the powerhouse, the in ring stuff. Like I said, he got really good in ring real fast, and I think that he'll only get better as time goes on. But I do think he still needs a little bit of character work to really flesh out more of who he is, other than I'm the ruler and I'm just gonna beat your ass. But
Yeah.
I think he'll get there.
I think my only, it's not even really a critique. I kind of wish I didn't see it. But I saw a video where, he speaks in like his regular voice. So now that I know that it's just an accent, I kind of want him to just drop that. And
Oh, that's an accent.
Yeah, that is.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, and then like I just stumbled upon it one day. It wasn't like I was looking for it, but like I saw it, and I wish I didn't see it because now it kind of that's like an aspect that kind of takes me out of it for him,
So
just like a little bit.
He's because he is from Nigeria.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
he
actually
came
from
out,
there.
Yeah, he came out and he was like, yeah, it's kind of like code switching. He was like, I've been in America for a while, so when I'm just like talking, like I can just go into a store and talk to somebody, and I can make myself sound more American. He was like, but this is my voice, this is my accent, but I can just come out and say stuff, more to the American ear because I've been here for so long.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Makes sense.
Also, because I've said this in the wrestling chat a few times, I've seen him at my gym twice. Bro, photos, like nothing you see on TV can do justice to emphasize just how much of a giant this dude is. Because the first time I saw him, we were over in the free weight section, and I was over there with Sheila. I think she had just got to the gym. I was like about to finish up, and I just see him over by the where the bench presses are. He's just standing up, bro, and holy shit, bro! Like it was, bro. I kid you not, bro. Like that is the largest human being I have ever seen, yo. Because when I saw him, I pointed him out to Sheila. And she was like, "Which one is he?" And I was like, "He's literally the largest person in here." And I didn't even have to point. She saw him, and she was just like kind of taken aback for a minute, bro. Like, yeah, bro. He is a dominant force for sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So this is my rookie of the year.
She almost was mine.
Yeah,
she almost was mine.
I picked her for a rookie because she had just made her main roster debut, so that's where I define the rookie thing at.
Right.
But as far as having a crazy first year on the main roster, I mean, what more could you ask for? I mean, you came in, you won Money in the Bank, and then you immediately cashed that thing. Well, not immediately cashed in, but you cashed in a very cool way of cashing in, mind you, and took out Naya and won the championship. And you are still currently the champion and you are now going to face Charlotte at WrestleMania here in 2025. I mean, that's a hell of a year. I don't know how many people can really top that particular year. Women, men, doesn't matter to me. I think that year's to start off your main roster career is pretty fucking incredible.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, she's had a good first main roster year, boy.
Yeah.
A really good one. I mean, and now it looks like is it confirmed that it's going to be her and Charlotte?
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlotte, I think, just said, I'm picking you on SmackDown.
Now, question, because I think Tiffany said it. Have y'all ever heard comparisons between her and Charlotte?
I've seen them.
You seen them?
I could see it, but I don't really. For the most part, I don't see it.
I don't think I see it either, to be honest with you. Like,
Yeah,
when I heard that was my first time even hearing that, and I was just, even now, I mean, I guess I kind of get it, but for me, like, not really.
I mean,
I think their
really that
characters
tall?
are very different, but I do think there are similarities. I mean, they're both blonde. They're both like more muscular than a lot of the other women. And they both came from athletic backgrounds. They're both looked at as more athletic than a lot of the other women. They both took to it very quickly. So I do see where the comparisons are coming from. I don't think personality-wise or character-wise there's any real similarities, but everything else I can see where people are coming from.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I definitely wouldn't give the character or anything like any sort of.
They're too totally.
That's way too different. But as far as if you just put two pictures of them together, I could definitely be like, yeah, these are like kind of the same wrestler. But then when you see them work, like it's two completely different people.
I think for me, because Charlotte was gone, for a while, it was kind of like an out of sight, out of mind thing. So for me hearing that, it was just like, I don't know about that, but I mean, the way I'm breaking it down. All right, I'm rolling.
Yeah. We had a comment saying that their rookie of the year would be Penta. I'm assuming Penta, not Pinto. I'm not sure who Pinto is, but Penta.
Pinto, that was a car from the 80s.
Yes. It's also a bean.
It's also a bean.
But yeah, no, I get Penta is definitely front. As you watched any AEW, you already know that he's main event potential. For sure. So that for sure is definitely there. Hambone, I got you with your breakout star of the year.
Yeah. So my honorable mentions again. Harley Cameron is in there. I think there's arguments to be made for Jacob Fatu, for Chelsea Green, and for Bronson Reed. I think Bronson Reed had an amazing year before he, really got hurt. So, but I think that Joe Hendry is 100% the breakout star of 2024. Yeah. I mean, he was everywhere. Yep. He was TNA. He was WWE. He was
West Side Gun, For the Rope.
Yep, he was on Fourth Rope. He got his theme song to the top of the charts, above Beyonce and Taylor Swift. Like that's you can't deny that this man made his name this year. He made everybody know who he was. So yeah, he's 100% my breakout star of 2024, and I think that there are only bigger things coming for Joe Hendry.
I will say I do think that a little for the Rumble, I think a little too much time had passed to when he was like really up there.
Yeah.
To then the Rumble happening.
Well, I mean, to be honest, you could even say that for what happened with him in TNA. I mean, he was real hot, and they just did not pull the trigger. And by the time they did and gave him the title a couple, weeks ago, I mean, his hottest, phase had already.
Yeah, they took a long time to get it because that pop for him at the Rumble should have been insanity.
Yeah,
and the fact it didn't feel like that.
Holding like signs of his head at every wrestling event, no matter what company we're talking about, or they're still doing it at like sporting events and things like that. Like, regardless of whether or not he's as hot now as he was, earlier in 2024, he is still extremely popular and over.
Wait, hold on. Nick, you didn't think that the crowd was that loud?
I think it was loud. I don't think it was as loud as it could have been. He should have had, if not the biggest pop of the night. The way how hot he was, like if the Royal Rumble was like 5 months ago, it would have been the loudest thing that happened the entire night, in my opinion. I don't think it was, and I don't think it. I mean, I can't. I guess maybe like Alexa or somebody probably outdid him just a little bit.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, it. I just think there was a little too much time that had passed to where, I mean, that pop should have been just like deafening of like everyone in that building singing that song verbatim, screaming at the top of their lungs, and doing the claps. Like the claps, like that wasn't even that loud to me. Like that should have been out there loud, in my opinion, and it just kind of wasn't. But it was loud. It was. I mean, it definitely was there. I just don't think it was as big as it could have been had it been like if the Rumble was like during the summer or something.
Yeah, I'm wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that when nobody was looking at Joe Hendry, that is, and he was being allowed to just do whatever he wanted, that is when he was at his hottest. And then as soon as all the companies took notice, everybody kind of went, "Oh shit, what do we do now? How do we capitalize on this?" And then none of them did. That's the way that I feel. Because I feel like
he got tossed around more so than.
I feel like TNA should have given him the world title way earlier than they did. I feel like there were a lot of missed opportunities and not his fault. I feel like it was the company's fault.
No, definitely not his fault.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it just not too late. I wouldn't say everything happened too late, but it happened a little after. Like after it started dying down, then like, okay, here's the title, here's Royal Rumble, here's everything else. It's like, okay, well, could have been amazing. Sorry, Con. This is your breakout.
Yeah,
it's just titled differently.
Main event Jey Uso, because I remember when he first started that solo run. There's probably definitely an episode where I said that I wasn't sold on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, I mean, once he started the solo run, how long had he been in WWE?
12, 13, 14 years?
At least 10, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm seeing him do the tag team thing for 10 years. And just like, I don't know, because it's like, well, how are you even going to, like, I mean, I guess y'all did a good job in, like, differentiating Jimmy and Jay, but, like, I don't know about Jay. And then they had the WrestleMania match together, and that really made me go, like, all right, I'm starting to kind of second guess if I'm starting to roll with this. But, like, I mean, at this point, bro, he got me sold. You know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely, like, much bigger Jey Uso fan. I went from not, I guess you could say, like, I went from not really being a fan of him to actually, like, really being almost as big of a fan as I am of like Penta, or like I am of like Eddie Kingston.
Yep.
I mean, he's right up there at this point.
That's high praise, because I know how much you like Eddie. I know for a fact that we were on this podcast with a topic that was like, why do we keep calling this guy main event? Because he just kept losing it when it mattered. And it's like he'd get all the way there, he'd like run through tournaments, whatever it was, and then the minute it was time to get a title or whatever it was, it was done. And then that literally happened right before the Rumble on Saturday night's main event, where it was like he had a whole thing with Gunther and they didn't pull the trigger, and it was like, man, like what, like why are we calling this kid main event? And then he turns around and wins, the Rumble. It's like, okay, it's like now
he definitely wasn't my pick.
Yeah, and so it's like the whole run up to him winning the Rumble, I think solidifies him as a breakout star for sure. Because I agree too that like I'm all for giving the tag team guys a chance, especially when you're one of the best tag team performers like ever. Like I'm all for giving you a solo run chance. A lot of those guys don't translate well, and so it's like you kind of like, and so that's kind of what it was looking like for him too. But then he had that going for him. So, and he just got just so over.
He got over as hell, man.
Yeah. Here is my pick. I mean,
Solid
this
pick.
is super
Solid pick.
self-explanatory. I feel
Yeah,
like,
man.
I've always liked her as
Same.
like an act. I just thought. I mean, I think was it last Rumble where she was just like getting beat up by every single woman that walked in there, and then she like, or was it she got like thrown out early or something like that? I thought it was something like that, but like it was. She's just been hysterical and just has been there.
Oh yeah,
And
man. She's
then
hilarious.
you add on to the whole U.S. title thing that she's been doing.
And she's fucking
Like,
Canadian.
yeah, that.
She's
And
Canadian.
she's been
bro.
putting out like White House press releases about.
I saw how wedgies
that
are
shit.
banned or wedgies
Yeah,
should be
like
banned. Yeah,
that
man,
shit's
she's funny,
hilarious,
bro.
dude.
She's funny.
Having
But-
Piper be her Secretary of Defense is funny.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, as far as being a breakout, I mean, it's hard to beat Chelsea Green. Let's see what is next. Most improved of the year, Ammo.
So, again, my my honorable mentions again, Harley Cameron, but also I think Tiffany Stratton. There's an argument to be made about her improvement this year.
Sure.
But I gotta go with Jack Perry, and I don't really know where this kid is right now. He hasn't been on TV in months. I'm not really sure what they're doing there with him and the Bucks right now. But I mean, there was a time where we all just fucking hated this kid, right?
Sure did.
Like he was just boring, and we didn't.
Jungle Boy.
Yeah, the Jungle Boy thing had just very, very much run its course. We were all over it, and then he started to turn heel, and we were like, okay, this is going somewhere. And then the thing with Punk happened, right?
Yep.
And then he disappears for a while, and he goes off to Japan, and he starts doing this whole scapegoat thing. And he came back as just a completely different person, and he was
badass.
finally interesting.
Yep.
And I thought not only did he become interesting as a character, but I also thought that he greatly improved on the mic. There were a couple promos that he gave where I thought were like really fucking good.
Yeah.
So for me, even though he hasn't been on TV probably half the year, I still feel like Jack Perry is the most improved of the pack.
Yeah, bro, he knocked it out the park when he came back, and I had said like, yo, once he drops that Jungle Boy bullshit, yo, he's gonna be one of the ones, yo, and boy was all right, man.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, I think adult Jack Perry definitely shined. He became a fucking man, you know.
Adult Jack Perry.
You know, like Jungle Boy was like, again, I was talking about 2D dimension, two-dimensional characters, and
now he's a jungle man.
Yeah, now he's a jungle man, you know.
He's a jungle man.
All right.
Careful.
Con, this is your most improved.
Same reasons I said before.
Yep.
I mean, this time last year, he was getting ready for Mania.
Yep.
And I bought into him, wanting to be out. I bought into that, and I was just still not sold on the solo run.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, around Mania, maybe I was like a little bit, but then again, like I said earlier, when I saw that match with him and Jay, I was definitely like very vocal about like, yeah, I don't know about this guy, but I mean, goddamn, dude, like the fans go fucking crazy for him. They go insane for this man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's my most improved.
Yeah, this run and a little bit like maybe at the tail end of the Bloodline story before the new Bloodline kind of popped up.
Yeah,
I thought we got some really good. We were starting to really see like Jay and Jimmy kind of solidify themselves as different people, and B, like their own people. Where they're not just like the tag team brothers, you know. We really started to see like their personality. We see a lot of their personality as the Usos and everything, but as far as like differentiating themselves, I think you saw a lot of that.
Yeah, you could totally tell them apart now.
Oh yeah,
You can totally tell
I know
them
for
apart
sure
now.
who they are. You know,
I like that. You know, Jay brings that up all the time. Every now and then on TV, he was like, who's who now.
yeah,
Right.
Like
Yeah.
there's
Oh,
no
I'm
getting
sure.
mixed up anymore.
Exactly.
You know who we are now.
Yeah, I'm sure that got exhausting.
Mm.
Like, yeah. Here's my most improved.
Another solid pick, man.
I I personally think that there was a moment where I wasn't feeling the new bloodline thing at first. Where it was before Jacob kind of came around.
Mm.
I think it was Tomatonga, Tongaloa still. And I was just like, I still don't like. Solo's
ain't
talking about
rocking.
winning matters, and his record's like 4 to
Piss poor.
57. It's like it's stuff like this where I'm just like, I can't really believe this guy.
Mm.
And there was one moment where Cody had just won a match to somebody. I can't remember exactly who it was. And Cody's like walking backwards down the ramp, and then here comes Solo behind him. And I genuinely get scared for Cody. And I go, okay, no, Solo's trying to leave with me right there because now I'm afraid for why Cody, like he's coming after Cody now. Like, okay, Solo's actually different with the red coat and the everything. And
Man,
then bringing
I'm such a Solo
Jacob into
fan
the
now.
mix. Yeah, like, and so
I'm
like
such a
it
Solo
was
fan.
yeah, it was such a turnaround for me that I was like, okay, he's actually claiming this tribal chief shit, head of the table shit, all this shit.
What won me over
It's
was
really working
how
out.
what won me over is how much better he's gotten on the mic.
Yes.
Like I think he's a really good talker now. And on
Yeah.
top of that, bro, he's really funny, bro. Like
He's
funny as shit on that mic, man. He be cracking me up. I think as of right now, Solo's probably the one guy in wrestling who makes me laugh the hardest, yo. He's hilarious.
All right. What is the next one? I think this is gimmick of the year. Yes.
Gimmick of the year. Honorable mentions for me: Tony Storm and Joe Hendry, but I'm giving it to Harley because, and let's be honest, I don't even know what Harley's gimmick is. It's kind of just Chaos Goblin. That's her whole thing. But
she's a silly Billy.
But man,
this picture doesn't even look like Harley Cameron,
and we're all enjoying it. Man, as soon as I don't know where Saraya is or what she's doing right now, but as soon as they took her off TV and just let Harley go off and not be attached to this Outcast shit, man, does she outshine it real quick.
Cause I'm just like a cat.
Everybody is.
This doesn't even look like Harley.
Right. What?
This picture doesn't even look like Harley to me.
Nah,
Because her eyes, like, they don't look like Harley right there.
Well, she'll make you feel the wrath.
The puppet thing she did recently with Mercedes was really funny.
She's funny as shit too.
Yeah, she's funny as shit. She is talented as shit. She's gotten better, so much better in the ring. I think she'll be even better by the end of 2024. She's entertaining as hell. She gets my gimmick of the year.
The puppet gimmick is winning me over.
Yep, for sure. This is Cons.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. This is definitely.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't think it's a stretch to say that, because AEW, let's keep it a bean, AEW been more dull than sharp as of late.
Yeah.
I dare to say that there's been a point in time when she kind of put the company on her back with this gimmick, man.
I agree.
She was the only thing. She at one point was the only thing keeping me locked in at one point.
Mm-hmm. So, I can definitely agree with that.
A no-brainer for me, man.
To piggyback a little bit off of AEW being more dull than sharp nowadays, I do have an asterisk on my gimmick of the year because I'm seeing who I picked now. I picked these a couple months ago, but this is my gimmick of the year only because I think when this started, this version of Mox and Claudio and Wheeler is much better than Blackpool Combat Club. I think there's Blackpool always felt like it was William Regal started this thing with Brian and Mox, and then they got a bunch of people together, and then they're kind of just a bunch of guys that we like because we like Mox
Sure.
and Brian. And then they turn on Brian and it's still them, and then they add Pac and Marina Shafir into it. The version when they first began, I would say is my gimmick of the year. I don't understand the gimmick now. I don't even no idea where this fucking story is going. I don't know why they're doing what they're doing. I don't even know what they are doing. Excuse me. I'm not sure. We haven't seen the title in forever because it's been stuck in that briefcase. I have a lot of opinions about the Death Riders right now. And hopefully one day we can get to it at some point because it doesn't seem like this story is going any fucking where. But when this gimmick first began, when they transitioned from Blackpool to Death Riders, I fucked with it.
Yeah,
heavy.
I was locked in.
Yeah, I fucked with it heavy because it was a better name. It was a better version, I feel, of people that made sense. Besides Wheeler, in my opinion, Wheeler still really doesn't make sense with this group. But these four pictured right here make perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Like these four make absolute sense. Wheeler is just kind of
a dork,
a nerd, you know. And I like Wheeler because he's done a lot for.
Wheeler's their fall guy.
I fuck with
He's
Wheeler.
the one who's beneath the pins.
Yeah, like he's also come to a bunch of Virginia indie promotions and wrestled, which I think is a really cool thing for him to do. He doesn't have to do stuff like that.
Okay.
So like I fuck with Wheeler just based off stuff like that.
Okay.
But as far as being on TV, part of the Death Riders and his gimmick on television, I can't really miss with it. But that is my gimmick of the year. Hambone, your tag team of the year.
The Young Bucks. Now, my honorable mentions are none. And let me preface this by saying, I think that 2024 was a fucking shit year for tag team wrestling.
I
across
100% agree with you.
Single company. Tag team wrestling has not been taken seriously in anything. No tag teams really stood out or did anything big or anything like that. And while I am a huge Young Bucks fan, and I'll always say that, and I always say that, I'm kind of just picking them because they're the only ones who really did anything.
Yep.
This year, you know, I feel like it's almost like a default pick because just no other tag teams did fucking anything interesting or of note or had any amazing matches that really stood out or anything like that. 2024 was an awful year for tag team wrestling.
So this is kind of like a default pick for you in a way.
Yeah.
How is it the same for you?
Same, because, bro, I don't give a fuck about the tag team division. Like, I really don't. And the tag team division used to be pretty fucking fire a couple of years ago. Same, I mean, Hambone put it splendidly, bro. Like, they're the only ones that did anything interesting last year. I don't give a fuck about the tag team division in WWE. The TNA tag team division, to me, it's okay. And I mean, you know, you got NXT, and the NXT tag team division is pretty good, but even then, like, nobody's really stood out to me. And when I think about it, the only thing that I can think about is just, you know, the Young Bucks last tag team run. It's the only thing that comes to mind, the only thing that I can remember vividly. So
this is probably the first time where I'm going to wholeheartedly disagree with you guys. I do agree that I think the tag team divisions is hella dry right now. All the tag teams are not being put into a place. However, I do think these two really did their fucking thing in 2024, bro. Okay. I really think these two, when you talk about 2024 and tag teams, they held the whole shit on their back. Like, and like you kind of dabble in Naomi in and out a little bit. Though these two really did their fucking thing in 2024. They had those titles for a while. They fought off a lot of people. I think they won them twice. Did they win them twice?
Yes, they did.
Win them?
Yeah.
They lost them.
I think that's what happened.
Brief second to Alba and Isla.
Yeah. So, like, I think truly, if we're talking about anybody held the tag team, anybody looking at tag teams as a thing together, with these two girls right here.
Not mad at it.
Yeah. No,
Also,
I
I want to know what
Not
happened with
mad at it.
Jade. I would love to know what happened with Jade because I think
Same.
it was Bianca.
it. Both Bianca and Naomi did it together.
Yeah.
Bianca is jealous that Jade gets all the attention, even though Bianca carries the team. And Naomi was jealous of Jade's success because she has struggled to find her footing since returning to WWE. They did it together. They planted that footage that we saw on SmackDown.
I messed up Khan's slides a little bit, but it's fine. That's all.
Montez Ford is a lucky man.
Hold on a second. Sorry.
Professional broadcast people.
We are very professional here at Freebird Rules. 2024 storyline of the year. Ooh.
So I'm picking the Wyatt Six because I don't feel like anything in 2024 had the hype that this had when this started. I mean, we all kind of knew what was happening with the videos and the vignettes and all that. But then, you know, the night they debuted and they just literally murdered people in the back. And then the couple weeks of really, really good fucking interviews that we got from Bo and even from Rowan about, you know, their past and why they were in, you know, this group and all that were so fucking good. Now, obviously, this storyline quickly lost its way and they haven't done shit since. But I'm picking it just because it was the most talked about thing in wrestling in 2024, in my opinion. My honorable mentions are Drew and Punk, Hangman's whole year, really, and then Liv Morgan's revenge tour.
I'm not disagreeing with it's your decision, it's your pick. I'm not saying anything about that, but I wouldn't pick them because of hype. I think the reason they wouldn't be my storyline of the year is because they were so hyped up and because it fell so flat and because I don't even know where they've been. Like I haven't seen them in weeks. So I kind of, again, I don't really necessarily agree, but again, it's your pick. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, again, it wasn't just from the hype. Like for me, those couple weeks of TV were so fucking good. Like I remember when the Wyatt Six stuff was first brought up, like when Bray was still alive, and everybody was saying, "Oh, that's Bo being Uncle Howdy." I was like, it better not be, because Bo Dallas cannot handle this character. And then after they did the whole thing and they did those sit down interviews, like I was like, fuck me, I was wrong. Like Bo had me. I was 100% in on everything that he was saying. Those couple weeks of TV were really fucking good TV. And I will
say there was a good 6 weeks or a month or 2 months of really solid TV when it came to them.
Yeah. And I think that it had a lot of potential and WWE dropped the ball on it.
Yeah, for sure.
You
know? I messed up Khan's titles. I had to do some of this around, but this is his storyline of the year. It is not his pay-per-view of the year. This is Khan's storyline of the year.
Yeah, finish the story. I don't know. I mean, I know they had stories, but they were kind of scarce on major ones, in my opinion, last year. So, I mean, this is the only one that I was locked into. I was, especially because everyone was saying that Cody was going to lose again, which to me is still pretty absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd.
That never made sense to me.
That was just people just way too confident that he was going to lose again.
Yeah.
But I was really just banking on him winning. Just to shut him up, and he finally did it. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I will. I did like the. I complained about it a lot, but I did enjoy the months leading into this happening and the execution of it happening with The Rock saying he wants to fight Roman, and Roman was like, "Yeah, I'll fight the Rock." And then it's like, no, you don't get to choose. The Royal Rumble winner gets to choose, and
Right.
then it became that whole thing. And then Cody Crybabies, we won Cody, all that shit. I think that was a very interactive moment between the fans and the company, which I'd never seen anything like that before, where like genuinely it felt like the fans were calling for this. And I know there's been moments of that in the past, but I've never witnessed it. And so that for me was like one of the craziest times for that. Before I show mine, I would like to give an honorable mention to the OG Bloodline, New Bloodline story. I do think that did hold its own. I just think we're kind of just like
over it.
It's
We're
like
on the tail end of that.
when people give like their top 10 of rappers and they always forget to throw Andre in there because Andre's so good. It's like they say, oh yeah, Andre too. Like, oh yeah, Bloodline too. Like Bloodline is just always going to be a good story in my opinion. They know what they're doing with the Bloodline story. I don't have any like which way about it that they're gonna, whether they're taking a long time or whatever it is, they're gonna do good with that story, and they still are, in my opinion. But this is mine. I think you mentioned this one, Hambone, the Live Revenge tour. I think this love triangle itself, I think, is really perpetuated Dom to a different level. I think Liv's been taken a lot more seriously.
Yeah.
Since this storyline's kind of began. I mean, it can't do any more for Rhea, but it did, and I just think everyone kind of came out better of the storyline. I'm now at the point where I really want this to be over. I really don't want to see Rhea versus Liv in
I was going to say the
2025.
same thing.
Yeah, I
went
really
way
don't.
too long.
Yeah.
But those first couple months of it were really, really good.
It's really looking like we're going to see Liv versus Rhea here at WrestleMania 2025, and I really don't want that. So I really hope that isn't the case. But she is in the EC. Charlotte. Yeah, I would have preferred Rhea versus Charlotte if it meant we're not going to get Liv versus Rhea.
Yeah.
But now we're getting Charlotte versus Tiffany, so now it's like whoever wins the EC is now going to face Rhea, and it's most likely looking like Liv. So I don't know. I really hope not. I really hope they just go a different direction. We'll see. But I think in 2024, the storyline was one of the biggest, if not the biggest storyline of that year. This is holy shit moment of the year. Hamon.
Yes. Hangman Page setting Swerve's house on fire.
Yep.
So my honorable mentions are the Elite assaulting Tony Khan.
Okay.
Bronson splashing Braun on a car.
Yep.
And Mox suffocating Danielson with a plastic bag. But this to me is the best ending of an AEW episode ever.
Yep.
Hangman burning down Swerve's childhood home. It was just a great continuation of that feud. Hangman obviously has lost his fucking mind after continuously losing to Swerve, after Swerve violated his privacy, and he just one-upped here, and in such a huge way. I did not really think. I remember watching this episode, and they were showing like Swerve go to his childhood home and all that stuff, and I did not think something like this was happening.
No, not even close.
Yeah, it was great. It was such a cool fucking image. That's an album cover right there. Just it was awesome.
I definitely agree with you to this point. I was definitely kind of, I want to say I was kind of over this happening again when they were starting to rekindle this feud again, because it's like, Swerve beat you twice. Like, what more can we really? And we just came off of one of the craziest matches we ever seen between you two. It's still one of the craziest matches I think I've ever seen. With the the no holds barred, whatever the fuck it was, when the blood and all that.
Yeah.
That was one of the craziest matches I've ever seen, and we're coming off of that, and then they kind of re-sparked the feud again.
It's like,
and I'm
where
like,
else can
dude,
y'all take it?
I was like, y'all can't top
I
this.
think I asked that. I was like, where else could y'all take
Yeah,
it?
I was like, y'all can't top what you just did. And I wouldn't say that this moment tops that, but as far as moments go,
Neck and neck.
I think it's one of the craziest moments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, no,
Pretty damn
for
wild.
sure. This is cons.
Yeah, man, this was crazy.
This was nuts.
Yeah.
This
It
was
was.
crazy, man. Because I could take a Lee Bronson.
Me too.
Before he started going on this like little killing spree.
Mm-hmm.
Until he became on-site Bronson Reed.
Yeah,
man, and then
Tsunami Bronson Reed.
Yeah, because it was just like, oh, here go another big guy, right? But then he started just doing shit like this, and I was locked in. And then his momentum totally stopped because he got injured. That's
sucks, man.
So fucking unfortunate, bro. Because he was cooking. He was cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Beat the fuck out of Seth Rollins. Bro, when you come back, do it again. Please do it again. I'm sick of this fucking guy. But yeah, this is my holy shit moment of the year.
This between this one and the Seth Rollins one, I mean, it's really hard to choose for me. I know this one's on top of a fucking car, which is a little bit different, but I mean, the Seth Rollins ones, I think it was like 8 times. I mean, it was fucking nuts.
Something like that. Yeah. Something crazy.
Also, I follow Bronson Reed on Twitter, and that is a good follow.
Bro,
that's a good follow on Twitter, bro.
He's a nut.
Yeah,
he's a nut.
He is a menace. He's a demon. He's great.
Media freak, this man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. If you're not following him on X, please go do that, bro.
Yeah,
that is
funny.
Really, I don't like following individual wrestlers on Twitter. Like a lot of them aren't. There's nothing really to follow. They're not saying anything, but Bronson Reed is one of them ones. Go follow Bronson Reed, bro.
Yeah.
Let's see what the next one is. What does this say? It's really hard to read. I'm just trying to say it before I do it. Feud of the year.
Jesus. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So my honorable mention is Punk and Drew. But nothing tops this for me. This is one of the most interesting storylines of the entire year. Both these women absolutely killed it the entire year. I knew nothing about, I had only heard Mariah May's name a couple times before she came to AEW. And I mean, I'm a massive fan of hers now, most to this storyline. And I mean, we all knew that the turn was coming at some point, but the way they did it and how violent it was and all of that, just this feud. That was my favorite feud of the year. It was better than any other feud in any other company to me.
And you guys saw the update to it. She just Tony just won it back from her last night.
Yep.
Yeah, Grand Slam.
Yep. I watched Grand Slam this morning. So
how was it? Was it good?
I thought it was a decent show. Yeah, I mean there were some certain things that could have been better for sure, but
Okay, I'm glad.
It was a good show. I mean, it was definitely worth watching.
I think it came on around like 10:30, 11 at night or some shit. Like I was not. Yeah, I agree with you. I think these two. Exactly what you said. I did not know who Mariah May was. I knew she came from Japan, but that was kind of it. And then she started doing the whole like, oh, I'm gonna follow Tony Storm around, and then it turned into them feuding. And Mariah May just making a fucking name for herself doing this shit right here, literally. Yeah, no, for sure. This is probably one. This right here is probably one of my favorite moments of the year too.
Yeah, I think this was the best. This is the best storyline that AEW put on the entire year, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
No, easily.
Even like what happened after this with Tony like going crazy and disappearing and then coming back and being the old Tony Storm, but all that was a plan and just all of that shit has been great. So this is the best storyline AEW did all year.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
Me and Con had the same one. We picked Punk and Drew for feud of the year.
Definitely the one I enjoyed the most.
Yeah, I can agree with that one. I think
definitely the one I enjoyed.
I think we got the most out of these two. When it comes to just truly feuding with one another. I think I mean, we literally were feuding over a bracelet. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
how
It got
can
personal.
you can't define a feud more than that. They're
Nope.
like literally these two are going at each other's throats over a beaded bracelet.
Trying to murder each other at work.
So it
work.
was at work. Yeah.
At work.
Yeah. So I mean, you can't get any more personal than that. And I think that's probably a key element in feuds that I like is there's a level of personal like
Sure.
victim in it.
I'm
Yeah.
inclined to agree, buddy.
Let's see what else. Hambone's pay-per-view of the year.
I mean,
Light
what else
flex.
would it be, right?
Light flex.
Yeah.
Talking
I mean,
shit, buddy.
honorable mentions
Talking shit, buddy.
SummerSlam and Revolution, but I was there. I was there.
Talk about it. Talk
It was
about
my
it.
first one. I mean, I'll be honestly, without even me not being there, it was still an awesome pay-per-view.
For sure.
But being there, being a bucket list item, checking it off.
Mhm.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what anybody else did any other part of the year. This is my pay-per-view of the year.
Very
Yeah.
hip hop.
Yeah, we all had the same answer, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I also said the same thing.
Yeah, man.
I just think, I'm still not really on board with any other event being 2 nights. So for WrestleMania as of right now to be the one that's 2 nights, but now we're getting SummerSlam here to be 2 nights. I mean, it still just feels like WrestleMania deserves to be the one that has the whole weekend.
Sure.
Especially this one. I mean, we ended the Cody story. We finished the Cody story. We moved, we got that. The bunch of shit happened. I mean, and we're leading into WrestleMania now.
Gunter finally. Somebody finally beat Gunter.
Yep.
Bailey finally got her flowers.
Yep.
Rhea finally took out, Becky. Like so much happened. The Rock wrestling for the first time in a very long time. I mean, just the interweave of stories with Seth and how that actually ended with him being Cody's shield and everything at the end. Just so much happened at this pay-per-view.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. Oh man. This is let's see. What's next? Ooh. Match of the year.
My match of the year is Gunter and Cody at Crown Jewel.
Really?
A couple honorable mentions. Takeshita and Speedball Mike Bailey at Maple Leaf Pro was an amazing fucking match. I know that a lot of people probably aren't going to say that because a lot of people probably didn't really watch it. But if you can, go and find that match. It's amazing. Punk and McIntyre, Hell in a Cell, and Ospreay and Danielson earlier in the year. All honorable mentions. But I really don't know what it was about this match, but I just loved this fucking match. I mean, it was just a straight up back and forth match between, the two top guys in the company. There was no bullshit finish. There was no interference. And I thought there was going to be a bullshit finish, I thought they were going to pull something so that they could say, that Cody didn't beat Gunter, clean or something like that. But, I mean, it was just a straight up back and forth match between the two top guys in the company, and I just really enjoyed the match.
Yeah, well, I was pretty nervous when they were making the decision for the whole Crown Jewel Championship or whatever it was, because like it really meant kind of putting someone down to put somebody else up for really nothing, and I didn't hate the ending for sure. Like I think they did like everything Hambo just said. I mean, I don't think Cody lost anything because he lost this championship or anything.
No,
but it was just like it just felt weird in the moment that like that's kind of what we're doing is like we're putting one of our best guys over the other one for some reason. Yeah, but yeah, so it was just I don't know.
Well, as luckily, as we have said many times on this podcast, Saudi Arabia shows not canon, and not once have we heard about this match or the outcome again since.
No, that's true.
Did anybody really lose anything? Because it's like it didn't even happen. So
that's true. Yeah, no, for sure.
Ain't seen that fucking belt again.
So. I can't believe they're getting a Royal Rumble here next year.
Yeah, that's
That's really
not happy about that. But
How many Rumbles have we seen in Crown Jewel? Like
WWE?
one or two.
how many what?
What's that?
How many Rumbles have we seen in Crown Jewel? Is it one or two?
Any
Well, I
Rumble?
mean, they did the world's greatest Royal Rumble, but it wasn't the actual
Bullshit.
pay-per-view.
Oh,
Membership
yeah.
for
Yeah,
another
no.
bullshit
No,
belt that
no,
we've
no.
never seen again. So,
No, fuck that.
No.
so this will be the first official Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the Khan's match of the year.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. This one was nuts.
Uncle Drew again.
Yeah, bro.
It was
They
violent.
tried to
It
go.
was
Hell in a
bloody.
Cell. Or was it Hell in a Cell or just a cage
Yeah.
match?
No, it was
Hell in a
Hell.
Cell.
Okay. I should
Yeah,
remember.
because I don't care about Hell in a Cell matches. I just seen too many, and I feel like we were just overexposed to Hell in a Cell matches these last couple of years.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was one of the better ones for sure.
I think this match is a good match to look at and go, okay, we're going back to Hell in the Cell of old.
Yeah.
I think, the reason, Con, maybe you tell me if I'm wrong here, but one of the reasons that the Hell in the Cell got played out and uninteresting is because WWE made it into a pay-per-view.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
That's exactly why.
at that point, if
100%.
you know that there's a Hell in a Cell match happening there, which
Yeah.
means that there doesn't have to be a personal issue, just
Yeah.
somebody's going to be in it. So
Yeah.
who gives? But when
Right.
you did this was not it was not at a Hell in the Cell pay-per-view, because that pay-per-view seems to be gone now. It was just a
Thank
personal issue between two guys who hated each other, and it was violent and bloody, just like they should be, and just like they used to be.
Yeah, there's definitely some
Well said.
certain stipulation matches that shouldn't
Yeah.
have their own thing. I think TLC was kind of the same too, where
Yeah.
like we have to give someone a TLC match because we're going into TLC. It's like
Yeah.
no,
Extreme
like,
rules.
yeah, it's like it. I think they're at a good point right now where it's like there's certain stipulation matches that they have to do, like a Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber. It's like that makes sense, and then because those both lead into something that happens at WrestleMania, but then there really is just so much freedom at every other pay-per-view to do whatever it is the stories need them to do, rather than having the pay-per-views lead the stories with stipulations and things like that.
To me, the only gimmick matches that should be considered a pay-per-view are Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank.
I agree.
Because those are just matches that we know are to be a reward. You know what I mean? Whereas every other gimmick match, really, the whole point of them is to end like some kind of really personal blood feud. It's not for a championship or a reward or something like that.
Are you a fan of the Chamber, or are you not?
Yeah, they're supposed to be used as a vehicle to end a feud. So outside of the Rumble and Money in the Bank, I don't really think any other stipulation matches should have their own pay-per-view.
Although
Are you
I
a
do
fan of the
agree-
Chamber?
Oh yeah, Chamber, sure. Yep.
Okay.
You're right. Yep.
Although I do agree that Money in the Bank should be one of the only stipulations that has its own PLE. I did like the concept of it being at WrestleMania. I thought that was like another cool.
Yeah.
We had there was a couple things that you knew was only going to go down at WrestleMania. You had an Undertaker match, Money in the Bank.
Sure.
I did like that.
So
yeah,
while I completely get that, Con, and I completely get that point of view. The only reason that I'm okay with the fact that they took it off of WrestleMania is because, as it is, we're at a point where WrestleMania, we got 2 fucking nights of it. You know what I mean? Because we can't fit all of the shit into one. So to take off the Money in the Bank, which isn't really like a feud that's a match that's ending like a feud or a storyline or anything like that, that makes sense to me. So that we can put on something that, okay, this has been a storyline that's been going on for 6 months, and this is where we got to kick it off at,
No, I'm with you. I was agreeing with you. I did enjoy when they did have it on.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I will say to that point too, it like I've been noticing in the last couple of years of how much happens from like New Year's to WrestleMania compared to after WrestleMania all the way up to New Year's. It seems like it's a lot more focused on this time of year, wrestling is.
Absolutely.
Than anything else. And it seems a little lopsided.
Mhm.
And like I think Money in the Bank's probably the only thing that doesn't make it feel lopsided. But
Right.
like we literally have Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, then we're going right to WrestleMania. It's like that seems like really 3 big events. When then it's like SummerSlam is a big event, obviously, and so is and I guess War Games too. But like it's so spread out compared to like these 3 months. The rest of the year seems so spread out. That seems a little lopsided in my,
Yeah.
my viewing brain. Not saying it really is, but it just feels like we're really super focused right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Money in the Bank being in the middle of the year gives you something to get excited about for the rest of the year, because then you go, oh shit, now we got 2 people who could cash in at any time. We could have a brand new champion at any time. So I get that completely, Nick.
Truthfully, Money in the Bank, I mean, because of how important it is, I mean, I know we got the big 4. I think at this point, like, I mean, if someone was like, you know, if someone made an argument to be like, hey, let's make a big 5 and put Money in the Bank as the 5th one,
for sure.
Yo,
like, it makes total sense.
I'll take that one further, Nick or Con. I don't think Survivor Series is one of the big 4 anymore.
I was about to say the same.
I think
shit
Money in
too.
the Bank has taken that over completely.
Honestly, with its addition of War Games, I think it still kind of holds that point. But I do think Money in the Bank is a little more important than during the year. But War Games is big a moment. War Games is a huge moment. Like
Survivor
they
Series
do a
for
lot
some
during
reason
War
was
Games.
always like about. It was very like tag team heavy, like multi tag team heavy.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, aside from that, like, it's just like Money in the Bank kind of brings more importance because it's more center focused on like who's going to be the next, champion, the next face of the company.
Yeah.
Versus Survivor Series, where it was always just about like tag teams, and then once SmackDown and Raw became 2 brands, it became like about like a brand supremacy thing, which I never really gave a fuck about because they don't really take the brand seriously. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that'd be let's see here. Oh, this is my match of the year. I'm a little biased because I saw this live.
Oh yeah, that was
but
a great match.
When I watched this live, I mean, I was the arena I was in. So if you guys watched Vengeance Day, last night, that's the exact same arena I was in for this. And there's not a bad seat in the fucking house in that arena.
Which arena is this?
It's the Holiday Bash. It was the Events DC. It's smaller. It's I wouldn't even call it arena really. But it's like they're like all the way in the back is not a nosebleed. Like it's really not. Like it's called Events DC. Literally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, there's not a bad seat in the house. I mean, I was probably like 3 rows in front of the most farthest seat away, and I could see everything. Like I could see like the color of Osprey's eyes and shit. Like I was close. But this match there that day was so incredible between these two. Like, and then when I got invited to go to this, and then they announced this match, I was like, I hit the jackpot of going to wrestling events because I've never been to a pro wrestling event before. This is my one, and I was like, holy shit. So I hit the motherfucking jackpot of seeing this match go down. And yeah, that is my match of the year. What is the next one? Oh, female wrestler of the year. This is Sam Bones.
All right, man.
So I went with Mariah May. My honorable mentions, obviously Rhea is always in the talk at this point. Obviously Toni Storm, and I think Jordynne Grace. There's an argument to be made for her too. But I went with Mariah again. I think that her and Toni, that storyline is one of the best storylines of the year. It's the best storyline that AEW put on for the year, and I don't think as good as Toni is. I don't think that storyline worked as well with anybody else, especially.
I agree.
Yeah. So Mariah, again, didn't know anything about her until she came to AEW. I'd heard her name a couple times, but goddamn, I mean, she proved right off the bat about how good she is, both in the ring and on the mic. I think that her association with Mina Shirakawa
Yeah.
being worked into
Oh,
the
yeah.
storyline
That was
also
fun.
was a big part of the storyline. So
Mhm.
again, without her, we wouldn't have had that.
Mhm.
I think that she did great after beating Tony and
Mhm.
Tony leaving, of taking up the division and putting on good matches and
Yeah.
still keeping that storyline entertaining.
Mhm.
So for that's why Mariah is my 24 female wrestler of the year.
Not mad at it.
This is Cons.
Tony Storm. Thomas
Now,
Storm.
Con, before you begin,
Mhm.
I saw this weird comment just now.
What's up? Awesome.
This,
Yeah, Florida boy, nah, bro.
yeah,
I don't know if you're still in here, but no.
Yeah, bro. I don't know about that one.
yeah.
I don't know about that
Respectfully,
one,
bro,
King.
that one's not.
Yeah.
That's not it. But go ahead,
Yeah.
Con. What you?
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, like I said before, bro. There was a time where, if let me speak for myself. AEW got, and this is coming from a person who loves AEW. It just got really, really dull, for a while, and it's kind of hit or miss now. I still watch every week, but it just got really. It was cold for a minute, man. But she was the most, like, everything she and Mariah May was doing. They were by far the most entertaining thing going on at the time,
Yep.
and she kept me locked in, man. She really did. I think she's hilarious, and I was. I never disliked the Timeless Tony Storm gimmick. Like, I never disliked it. It just took a minute for me to, like, I guess, just like enjoy it the way that everyone enjoys it now.
Mhm.
So when she went back to the old gimmick, um, although I do like old Tony Storm, old AEW Tony Storm,
Mhm.
and I thought her old theme was fire, by the way. It was good to see her come back to Timeless Tony Storm, because, like, I missed it when she was doing,
Yeah.
her older gimmick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that the timeless thing is easily one of the best gimmicks I've ever seen in
Bodied
wrestling.
it, man. She
Yeah.
fucking bodied
You
it.
know what's wild about Tony?
What's up?
Hmm.
She's not even 30.
Nah,
No
she's
way,
like, what,
really?
26,
Not even
27 or
30
something
years
like that.
old.
Oh wow. Oh, we got a
Very
long time with her,
And
man.
it feels like she's been around forever, and she's
It
just
does.
back
Oh
Yeah, man.
man, I didn't even know that.
She's
to
very
this
young.
gimmick. She's not even 30, guys. Wild.
That's crazy.
That
Wild.
really just like fucked me up.
Fucking nuts.
I'm not even joking. That's fucking nuts. That we're gonna have a lot. I really
We
hope
got a
she has more
long
ideas,
time,
bro.
Tony, so.
This is my woman of the year. I
With
think that feud with Rhea, really brought her up a whole nother level. I think I came out of this year respecting Liv a lot more.
Mhm.
Not saying I ever disrespected her, but I just didn't think everything that was like real about her. Like a great example was they kind of clamored for her when she won Money in the Bank
Yeah,
last year, 2 years ago,
I remember that.
and and then she won it like the same day, and then the fans kind of turned on her like right after that, and it's like,
Did they?
yeah, it was just like what is it about this girl that's like everybody wanted her to win, and then the minute she won, everyone
Nowhere
turned on
near.
her. I was like, I'm not seeing any of what y'all are seeing. I'm not seeing why you love her. I'm not seeing why you hate her. Like I don't see any of it. Like she's just a girl. Like and like I wasn't seeing much, but this one really like I know her personality now. I feel like I know like who she is now.
Yeah,
I know she's a heel, so it's a little more of a a character, but I feel like I have a better respect for her as a wrestler
sure.
Yeah.
now that
I
after this
100%
year.
agree, Nick. There was a time where Liv, I felt the same way as you. Like, I did not understand why people were so into her and such a big fan of her.
Mhm.
She was there. She had no real personality.
Mhm.
And, she was like, as she'd come out and I just roll my eyes like, I gotta sit through this. But like
Right.
this storyline really worked out for her. Like
Oh,
she
I'm
did.
so sorry.
She finally found something, and that happens for a lot of people when they finally turn heel.
Yeah,
And it's worked for her. And I definitely like don't roll my eyes when she comes out anymore. I wouldn't say that I'm a huge Liv fan or anything like that, but now she comes out and like I'm down to watch what she's going to do. So
yeah,
same.
Yeah, I would love to see what is next for her post Rhea, and I really hope that's right now, but I can't say for sure that it is.
Yeah.
And post Judgment Day as well, by the way. I'm
Big
waiting for
post-Judgment
Judgment Day to
Day.
fucking get away from itself.
Yeah.
And
I
just
think that's run its course.
I don't know why they keep dragging these 7 people together for any reason
For everything.
other than just because they don't know what else to do with the guys.
WWE went from really short-term storylines to extremely
Really
man, we were talking about
long-term,
that.
dragging
Yeah.
them out,
About that,
and
man.
they can't really seem to find
Mhm.
the happy medium. But
I would
They
love
did-
just a good 1 month story. Like, could you just give me a good month and a half story that
Wraps
or-
up at the PLE.
Yeah, I mean, like just wraps it up and then we just move on to the next
Yeah.
thing. That'd be great. I don't need everything to be this long, detailed version of itself.
I'm a fan of Let It Cook, bro, but like, goddamn, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
cool with a little fast food every now and then.
Sometimes I just feel like I'm watching water boil. You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah,
we're really letting
so
shit
true.
cook, bro, like you haven't even put any ingredients into this thing yet, bro. Like what am
Yeah.
I watching?
Yeah.
There's certain ones where like I'm down, like they keep coming back to it or something like that. Sure,
Yeah.
kind of like Cody and the Bloodline.
Yeah,
They go
sure.
away from each other, they come back, they go away. That kind
Yeah.
of stuff is cool. But then when I'm
Yeah.
watching like, you know, Rhea and Liv for the millionth time,
It's
or
like, bro, wrap
this
this
fucking
up.
story with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, like why have they not broken up yet? Why is this taking so long? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
those ones are like, man, you're
Wrap
you're
this
killing
shit
me.
up, bro.
You need to pull the trigger.
Fucking killing me
Yeah.
here.
It's like literally, it felt the Judgment Day one specifically always felt like the same formula. It was like they open up on their little clubhouse. Finn would be upset about something. He'd go yell at Dom about taking care of Damien, and then he'd be yelling at fucking JD about going to get the tag titles again. It's like the same. It was the same week to week to week. It was like the same thing
All the damn
over and over
time.
again. I was like, dude, what are you guys doing with this? Like, it's. And then Carlito's just back there playing fucking 2K. It's like. It's the same thing every week, man. Like, what are we doing? My men's wrestler of the year. I mean, we talked about this guy all day.
Starting with him. He fucked up the whole rotation there.
I did,
Yeah, bro.
but I accidentally revealed it, so I was like, yeah. So
you a silly goose, bro. That's what you
I'm pretty silly, bro.
You a silly
Pretty
goose.
silly. I don't like to admit it, but I'm pretty silly.
You a silly goose.
I don't know if you're as silly as Harley, but you're up there, bro.
Oh no, Harley's a whole nother level of silly goose. But I mean, my goose be silly sometimes.
Yeah, man, you a silly goose, bro.
Jay, we've talked about Jay all day, but I genuinely think that I think as far as like the last couple of years, we've seen guys like LA Knight and Joe Hendry, and maybe even you throw like Cody Rhodes and Roman into like these categories of people who are just over. And I think Jay really took 2024 and made that his year for just being fucking over.
For just locking in.
I think. I mean, I don't understand why people just think he's just a catchphrase and crowd participation. I don't get that. I've seen that before.
Yeah. That's a lazy take. That's
you
a really
could say
lazy
that
take.
about anybody who's over,
Yeah.
in my opinion. I mean, they're just a catchphrase and crowd participation. I'm like, well, that's called being famous, and that's called
Being over.
Yeah, it's called being
What the fuck is LA Knight?
something that people want to see. I mean, I don't know what more you really want out of these people than
That's a lazy
what
take, bro.
what the crowds want, and that's the crowds want to see this guy come out, do the eat thing, wrestle,
It works.
and do the hand thing. That's what they want. That's what they want to do. That's why they've been doing it for the past 2 weeks. Like they start every show doing that. So yeah, I don't
The
know.
Rock was a catchphrase then. If you want to do that, Stone Cold was a
It's
catchphrase.
a slippery slope,
wanna do
dude. Like
that.
we could really go to anybody. Like anybody's a catchphrase and crowd participation.
Yeah.
Like if that's what you want to do. Connor's the same person as me.
Now I don't know what else I can say about the guy.
Yeah.
I really don't.
And then we have Hams.
I went with Swerve. I think Jay is definitely, he was on my honorable mentions along with Will Ospreay, Orange Cassidy, and Gunter. But for me, this is the year that Swerve solidified himself. We saw
Mm-hmm.
him in 2023 get real, get a ton of momentum, and really get himself over. And then, 2024, he finally wins the title. Put himself where we all saw him, the first black AEW world champion. He held it until like August or so.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's Swerve because this is where we all saw him being. So him finally putting himself in that position, that was what was most important for me.
Yep.
Giving it to Swerve because he deserves it.
Who did he lose the world title to?
Joe.
Joe?
Oh wait, no, he won it
No.
from Joe. Excuse
he
me.
beat Joe for it. Was
He
it
won
Mox or
Joe.
Danielson?
He lost
Danielson. It was Danielson.
Oh, it was Danielson.
Yeah. Yep.
And then and Mox beat Danielson for it.
Okay.
But now Mox
Yep.
has it. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that is it, my boys.
Bye.
That is it for 2024. We have moved on to 2025.
Hey, what if Ham said bye and then just
I just would like to end
just
stream.
straight logged out, bro?
I was gonna just hit leave studio real quick.
And then send us a text and said, "Peace out, fellas. See you next week."
So that was the check. That was all we told him we were going to
Just
do.
goes radio silent for a solid week.
I had one thing on the list today, and that was to do that. So if he just checked out, I mean, that's what we paid him to do. I mean,
Hey, if he had said bye and then just left, I would have laughed.
I did the thing. Okay, I'm done. I did the thing.
Is that it?
Oh man,
It's tumultuous backstage at Freebird Rules. Hambone's only showing up for the things we tell him we're doing, and that's it. But no, that's it for 2024. 2025, we moved on to. We've had a couple really cool things happen in 2025 already. I mean, Jay winning the Royal Rumble, Charlotte coming back, Alexa Bliss coming back. A lot of different things happening. And we're back, which I think is really cool. Hopefully we're here to stay. Hopefully we're here to stay. I know we have a lot of we get a little weird on this side, but we plan on being here next week, and when we do come back, come back next week, we will be doing our annual March Madrip bracket. Next week we will draft. We decided on 32 people, right?
Yep.
Cool.
So
we got to figure out our 2 buys, the people that just make it straight to the tournament, and then we will draft 10 people each. And then the week after that, we will start breaking people down. So that'll be next week.
Hell yeah!
Doing that around 6 o'clock every Sunday. That is just when we do things. That was the best time for the 3 of us.
Hip hop.
But yeah, anything else we want to say before we head out of here? I know Khan's about to eat. What are you eating, Khan?
Sheila made burgers.
Fuck yeah, I had hot dogs. It's a cookout kind of day.
Yeah, man.
We're celebrating coming back as a podcast. Gotta have the cookout food.
I made a roasted red pepper and sun-dried tomato sauce for some pasta with some meatballs. So,
okay, that doesn't really fit the cookout vibe, but that sounds really good.
You know what?
Didn't get
having a cookout.
Didn't get having a cookout memo.
He's not having a
cookout memo. He's not.
That's right. Cooking in, baby.
Cooking in. Talking shit. Talking shit. Talking shit, bro.
Yo, can we? So real quick.
What's up?
Since we're talking food,
sure.
Every year we do like a get together at my wife's family's house, right? Her whole family comes over and everything, and everybody makes food. And this year, I made my mac and cheese, right? It's been 2 months now, and I have not stopped hearing about this mac and cheese from her family.
Must be fire.
I blew mines, fellas.
Job well done, friend.
That's all I'm saying, okay?
Hell yeah.
All I'm saying is, if you invite me to the cookout,
Mhm.
I'm gonna bring my mac and cheese, right? And I know that that's risky, right?
Very
I'm
risky.
not saying that it's gonna be better than your grandmama's, okay? But I'm gonna say that you're gonna take a bite and you're gonna go, okay, okay.
I would like to see
I'm saying.
Sheila's mac and cheese versus Han's mac and cheese. I would like to see what the
Sheila's undefeated.
Sheila is undefeated.
Sheila's
Sheila
undefeated.
really can't be beat. But
Can't fuck with Sheila.
if Hambone's got family members, probably are they white family members? Okay. White family members talk about mac and cheese for 2 months. I don't know. I'm just saying, bro. You know, white family members talking about mac and cheese for 2 months. That's a certain type of mac and cheese. So,
I
you know,
I guess we'll have to see.
but Sheila is Sheila. So
Listen,
fuck with
one
Sheila.
day Sheila and I are gonna start our own cooking show.
Yeah, do
And we'll be doing this little podcast about wrestling. And you know, that's what we're gonna do.
I'm with it.
Oh Jesus!
And on that,
And on that note, all right, we'll see you next week.
You fucking marks.
That's it.
No.